back to order at 8:47. All right, that's me. The next order, on this third item of new business, which is consider the date for the next 5 board meeting.
Yep, so I'm doing my best to fill in for Rebecca, who is not well in the So this is at the request of the school board. The 2 dates that they had thrown out were November 12th or December 10th. If any of those dates would work for a future by board meeting.
So November 12th.
Correct, or December 10th, and I apologize, I don't have a calendar.
November 12th is a Tuesday.
They're both Tuesdays. Okay, they're both Tuesdays.
I don't know what
I don't know, she didn't say.
When does the school board meet? Because I think those are dates that the school board meets.
There, yeah. Oh, so it's before their meeting?
That's what I bet it is. Because they typically meet at what, 7?
I think it's, was it 6?
So I wonder if it's 6 o'clock.
I think 6 was the last time.
That would be my guess.
I'm going with 6.
Okay, so 6 o'clock on November, not on
12th or December 10th.
November 12th or December 10th.
Yep.
Both dates work for me.
So both days for trustee Meyer.
Both work for me.
First, trustee Carpenter.
Probably prefer the 12th if possible.
They won't work.
Right.
I could do both. I'd probably prefer the 12th.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could do both.
I'm not sure if I'm available on those days, so we don't require a quorum. So whatever works for the body.
I don't know if I can make it either, but you guys should just go ahead.
Trustee Kay?
Yeah, I'm on 50/50. Yeah, I wouldn't schedule around.
So it sounds like,
for you guys.
sounds like to the extent,
Okay.
sounds like to the extent you have a preference, it's November.
There you go. There you go.
But either work, if the
Okay.
school board prefers one or the other.
Okay. Maybe we need an official motion on that, just,
No, you
Okay.
give direction.
perfect. Okay, I will give them November 12th first choice, and then if not, then December 10th would work or so.
So on to the next item, which is reports of village officials. Village president is excused tonight, so let's move on to the village trustees. Trustee Amenta, I think it would be you providing the summary of the HRC meeting?
Yeah, basically, so the HRC, as you know, has been discussing the holiday decorations policy, and I think they're coming with a letter basically expressing their feeling about the holiday decorations and how they should be handled. And Nathan provided some legal advice that kind of put another angle on all of this, and I wanted to come back and get some feedback from the rest of the board. So for example, the legal advice that we got from Nathan was to sort of consider third parties and their access to public spaces, which includes Atwater Park, Hubbard Park, and the right of way, and in terms of putting up structures around not a one-day event. If you have a special permit for an event, you can put up whatever decorations you want. It can be whatever religion, whatever. It's one day and it's gone. But if you want to put up something for an entire season, or as an extended period of time, which we haven't actually defined, on a public space, his recommendation, and as we discussed last time HRC was here, you either kind of need to open it up to everybody, or you say we're not going to do it at all on public space. And his advice was to say let's just not allow any third parties. So if the bot comes back and wants to do a menorah, or if St. Robert's wants to put up a big cross, or if Festivus people want to put up whatever, or at any other time other than a holiday. If somebody wants to come and put something up at Atwater Park, that our answer would be no, this is our policy, we don't allow that. I think the issue with the lights on the tree at Atwater Park at Christmas time, though, that's us. So that's not third party, that's the village. So then became the question of, well, does do we want to also have some sort of policy in terms of our attitude towards what we as a village might want to put up in terms of holiday decorations and whatever religious, and when we say secular religious, we mean basically Christmas trees, because that's what the courts have said are secular, but I think HRC generally believes we should treat as religious, if that makes sense. So there's that. There's also, we are basically talking about things outside, but I think if there was a Christmas tree or a menorah in the lobby of the library or a village hall, I think the same principle that HRC really worked through, that we should not be promoting or favoring one religion over the other, should equally apply to inside as to outside. So, although then you get into issues of people's individual workspace, which I don't think we really want to mess with necessarily, but I'm not sure that the principle that the HRC came forward with would not apply to inside decorations as well as outside. So I'm trying, I wanted to just bring this up and try to get some feedback from the board in terms of policy, because crafting a policy, we realized was a little more complicated than what HRC had originally done, given all the constitutional issues. So I wanted to get just a little feedback from the rest of the board as to how you want to see, what type of policy and how you want to see a third party, or us and third party, and inside, outside, and any other issues.
Trustee Bachwitz?
So since this is not agendized for discussion or consideration, is there a mechanism in which to receive that feedback, or because it's what's on the reports?
That's a good point. It is. I was just considering that. What I think you could do is either agendize it as discussion, or you could have everybody give feedback and then essentially, funnel the feedback to the committee. You could do that.
Could we provide feedback directly to Trustee Menta?
Or we could just contact the
Individually, yeah. I mean, as long as you're not voting on anything. If all you're doing is having information flow in one direction to an individual who's working with a committee, there's no issue with that. What you just want to avoid is back and forth debate or emails, on it. So
Well, I
you
mean,
wanna-
HRC, I think HRC, getting into the policy aspect of it was beyond, I think, what that we asked HRC to do, which was just, I think at this point, it's up to the board to start figuring out what policy we want to do, how we want to do that. So maybe it should go to JP&L or to a cow or something, but I don't want to, I think that, they came up with a policy and it wasn't really going to work in terms of our legal, and then we got into all these other issues that are not really HRC's area, so I think they've kind of given us their philosophy of it, and I think we need to figure out what we want to have a policy about, so.
Can I just throw in one comment? It was a privilege to be able to go to the meeting and see the excellent work that's being done by HRC. Very thoughtful discussion. The original question as it was presented to me was essentially, well, we've got a situation where the courts have said, Christmas trees are essentially secular, so you can put those up, but to be fair, if we do that, can we also allow other religious groups to put religious symbols in public spaces? And the answer to that question was absolutely yes, you could do that. But once you open that door, let me tell you how other municipalities have struggled with where do you limit that, and how do you gain equal access under the Constitution? How do you not discriminate?
And just to kind of to flesh out the point of attention here, what I'm seeing is Christmas trees don't, because of kind of the way the legal case law is gone, Christmas trees do not open that door.
Right, and that's
But
true.
we kind of view it as them opening the door because
Exactly.
discussions that we've had, so.
So my suggestion was twofold. One, you can go that route, and here's if you wanted to, but here's an example of, there was a county in Wisconsin that did that. And what they ended up having to do to resolve the lawsuits that were filed was take, I think it was about a 300 or 400 square foot area in front of the courthouse, and give out permits to everyone on a first come, first served basis on a 20 by 20 foot plot within that 400 square feet, and then say, you can do anything as long as it's not obscene, and you can put anything in your 20 by 20 foot plot. That did not seem to be a practical solution for Shorewood, given the limited amount of public space. And didn't want people to drive by Atwater Park and just see it full of all kinds of stuff. So that just wasn't a practical solution for Shorewood. So, to go in the other direction and say we want to avoid an equal protection and equal access issues is to twofold. Is that the general rule would be that we would not allow third-party access to those areas because we want to keep them, there was some discussion of keeping the parks beautiful and clean of any clutter. But also, beyond that, I think my recommendation was, it's fair also for the village to police itself and say, even though the courts have said that, Christmas trees are non-secular, we disagree and we want to be fair to our residents of other faiths who might be, upset that, well, there's Christmas tree there, but we can't have our symbol, next to it, is to recommend from the HRC to recommend to the village that, hey, we would ask you on behalf of all of our residents, to be fair to all of our residents, that you not display the Christmas tree out of respect for people of other faiths. So my understanding is that's kind of the letter that's going to come from HRC is going to address that issue. Is that a fair representation? So that was kind of how the discussion went.
So it becomes a kind of a discretionary standard, in other words.
Well, not really. I mean, it was, in terms of what the village do, not put lights on itself, because the village can do whatever, can village land or municipal land, apart from third-party access, the village could theoretically put a Christmas tree up or put lights on the tree at Atwater and not be in violation of any constitutional issue. But the HRC would be saying, out of respect for all of our residents who may be of different faiths, and not have the opportunity to put something that of their faith next to the Christmas tree, we would just ask you not to put a Christmas tree up. And that's a perfectly reasonable request for a public committee to make to the municipality, and the municipality can decide, accept that request, and then act however it feels is appropriate in response to that request. So that way we don't have we don't want to create a policy that's going to govern how we use our own municipal land, because it becomes a 20 or 30 page document documenting everything, all the exceptions to the the rules. So I think that was kind of the discussion of how HRC was going to make a request to the village.
So I understand there's something coming from the HRC back to the board with their recommendations, and then we can take that up again and have a full discussion again, or the committee on the whole policy or the policies.
Well, I think they attempted to write a policy, and we asked them for a policy, but then, I think there are enough complications with it that I'm not sure that asking them to write this policy for us is really fair. So, yes, they are going to have a letter stating their position, kind of like a position paper, and then I think it's up to us, and I was hoping to get some feedback from the rest of the board as to, what, as I outlined, what areas we would like to consider or not consider. But since it wasn't agendized correctly, I guess this has all just been a big waste of time, and let's move on.
Well, you could ask everyone to individually provide you feedback based upon the information you provided at the meeting. That would be appropriate, as long as there's not an email.
I'd like to see this all. I'd like to see
You
this
see a
out.
letter and
Can I just say so the plan is on the 21st, you're gonna see the letter from the HRC, and that's gonna be a presentation, and then after that meeting, staff would recommend that one of the standing committees would get the broader scope, let's define it like that, the broader scope that Attorney Bear has presented, and that standing committee would work with Attorney Bear and staff on creating a policy that hits the points that he mentioned, and that would come back to the board then. So just know that you're gonna only be presented a policy position.
But in the interim, we can provide feedback to trustee and then to,
Correct.
with our thoughts prior to,
And if you could copy Becky and I on that too, that would be helpful.
as long as we don't include the entire trustee, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering why we wouldn't just provide the notes back to either the chair of the committee or to Tyler, but anyway, I personally would like to see the policy statement from the committee. I understand that they want our feedback in advance, but this is all new information that we need to provide this before this comes, so I don't know. I would prefer to continue to receive the information from them, but I don't even know what I'm being asked to react upon at this point. So it's hard to react to something that I don't have to react to.
Okay, got it.
So, I mean, I'm getting a summary from one of the trustees that, is a liaison, but that's, if they have something, to send us and ask for some feedback, that would be I'd appreciate that.
May I make a public comment? Is there a time for a public comment, by the way, on this? I don't know how it works.
I think it's,
Not really, we've kind of
This
gone
is
beyond
more
bounds.
official update.
Okay, never mind then, sorry,
yeah,
never mind.
I'm a little concerned about getting.
Yeah, I mean, if we
Thank you.
end up having too much of a discussion, then, we don't want to make any decisions, but, it's up to you. I mean,
We've already gone there, guys.
Yeah, I think, I don't wanna, I guess I don't wanna, it's not agenda-sized for discussion, and I always report back from trustee event, I don't wanna go too far on. We've already got a pretty lengthy update from Attorney Bear, I think we probably wanna move forward.
But you could also provide, do we know when the next HRC meeting is, or?
Well, HRC won't be covering this topic anymore.
But Tyler, sorry to interject one more thing, I think I reviewed some of the materials for the last meeting, I didn't go to the last meeting, wasn't there there was.
They approved the policy position letter, which will go to you on October
Yes,
21st.
so within, just one last thing, so within that agenda packet, there is the letter that we will be seeing.
A draft, it's modified just slightly, but that'll give you the main promise of what you will see. Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other updates from other any updates from other trustees, or anything else from trustee Amanda? Trustee Mara?
We had the JP&L committee, we had a discussion on organizational analysis RFP. And one thing that the committee members were wondering on, I reviewed the budget list for 2020, and I don't see our impression was that the organizational study was on the budget list that we're considering, and I didn't see it in my spreadsheet, maybe I'm missing it. I couldn't see it on this spreadsheet, just for the note.
I will bring it up to.
So we'll follow up with Mark.
Yeah,
But I remember that being put on the list,
Yeah.
so.
yeah.
Yep, absolutely. I'll touch base with them tomorrow.
Okay.
Trustee
Actually,
Benton?
I did want to remind everyone that Mark sent us the spreadsheet for us to go through and prioritize, and like we did last year, if there's something that everyone says, yes, this is a 1 or a 2, then we can automatically include it, or if everyone says this is a 5, we'll review everything, but that way we have kind of a feeling from everybody before we sit down next Monday, and I think that might help us, help expedite next Monday's meeting. So he asked for that like tomorrow. So.
Yeah, I'm just going to piggyback off that because that was Becky's update. If you could have it tomorrow, early Wednesday to get it to Mark. You can also use the night Dropbox out in the back early Wednesday morning if you want to write it on paper, and that's it.
Trustee McKay?
Just a quick note, at Community and Business Relations this evening, we did consider next step of a potential short-term rental regulation, policy or ordinance. We decided to defer discussion of that item until after the CDA housing study concludes, because there is a question relating to that in that study. So I just wanted to let the board know that the soonest that we would check back on that issue is January or February of 2020.
Any other updates from any trustees?
I'm not a trustee, but can I give a shout out to the people that did the Infinite Flower Fest? Saturday, they did a spectacular job.
That's awesome.
And the weather seemed to have held for just long enough.
Just long enough. And it was a good turnout for the real cleanup in the morning.
Oh, that's awesome.
Were people able to, I didn't get a chance to attend, were people able to wade into the river or?
No, it was very,
Too high.
it was way too high. Yeah. It was really scary. I mean, it was really moving through there.
Right, so
Village manager, we're done, so.
village manager is done, so now we're on to item 11, last item on the agenda, which is items for future consideration. Trustee Lincoln, we'll go back to you for this one.
There are two items I wanted to, refer to Budget and Finance Committee, and one is, which we discussed at our last budget meeting, is to look a little more closely at the debt collection process, the revenue that we were able to collect from, the new debt collection processes in municipal court, and revenue estimates. And then secondly, I wanted to review cash handling procedures throughout the village. And I talked to the village manager earlier today, and she's also supportive of just taking a look at all of our cash handling throughout all our departments and what our controls are on that. So I just wanted, I think I need a motion
Is
to
there a
put them on
third
budget
motion?
and finance.
I believe so, correct. Yep.
So I'll move to have both those items referred to Budget and Finance Committee as we have time.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on the item? Seeing none. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0.
I motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. We adjourn at 9:09.